welcome to my channel. Today we'll be doing another turn of World in Flames Collector's Edition Days of Decision 3 combined game playthrough. This will be the May-June this will be the July-August 1939 turn. Last turn, which was the May-June turn, there was a lot of developments in China. The Japanese got some stink die rolls, and they just crushed the Chinese in several different ways. So the Chinese front's looking kind of a little shambly right now, but who knows? The Japanese could roll a couple of ones, and that'll be the end of that. They'll be able to solidify it. So I think, without further ado, we'll go and take a look at starting money for the major powers. One thing I did want to mention is that these turns are likely to start becoming rather long. So I think what I'm going to do is skip movement and just go right to combat and show you the combat and die rolls. And I think that will probably work out better, I think. Alright. This thing don't want to cooperate. There we go. Alright, let's go over starting money. Starting money for the major powers is rather pathetic. We have Germany at -1, Japan at -1, Italy at -3, Soviet Union at 0, the richest of the major powers, the Commonwealth at -5, France at -3, USA at -2, and China at -1. Despite all that, we have 3 major powers bidding. We have the Commonwealth, Germany, and Italy all bidding 1. Germany is going to try to do 2 options. Remember, last turn they did a reactionary declaration of war on Denmark, so they owe that declaration of war. And I guess they want to try to do another option as well. So let's take a look at how this is going to pan out. So we got the Commonwealth bidding 1. Come over here and take a look at the initiative positions. We have the Commonwealth bidding 1. They get a +2 for 3. We have Germany bidding 1. They get a +3 for 4. However, that's divided by 2, so that's actually a 2. We have Italy bidding 1, +1 for 2. That ties with Germany. However, in this case, the German political effectiveness marker is higher than the Italians. Their effectiveness is at a 5. The Italians are at a 3. So the Germans will win that tie. So the order is going to look something like this. Commonwealth will be first. Germany will be second, who's going to try to do 2 political options, and the Italians are going to be third. Last card marker at the Italians, and the first last card marker at the Commonwealth. The rest of the major powers, we have the Soviet Union at +4, so they'll be 4th. We have Japan at +3, so they'll be 5th. We have France at +2, so they'll be 6th. The USA at +1, they're 7th, and China last. Let's go and take a look and see what the Commonwealth wants to do. Commonwealth is going to try, this is where I usually do all the paperwork for the political options, just because there's relatively nothing in this area of the board, so it's a good place to do this. The Commonwealth is going to try a minor alliance. Right there. Okay, we've done this before. Will not be played on a minor and civil war. That is, that war has been declared war on. None of that's happened. It is 28 minor countries that have political markers. Iraq has a political marker. They have no alliances at this time. So we go straight down to the modifiers. add 1 to the result for each factory resource marker. We don't have, the Commonwealth has none. Add the miner's willpower. Iraq's willpower is right there. It's a 5, so we get a +5. Subtract your initiative position. Commonwealth is in 1, so that's a +4. Subtract the distances in hexes on the status display. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 hexes, so now we're at 0. The miner's not hostile, and we're not trying to break a treaty. So if the result is more than 0, can't really roll a 0 on a die. That's 1 to 10, but we'll roll it anyways. 2. Commonwealth signs an alliance with Iraq. So I will go and record the U.S. entry and put out the political influence markers for this minor alliance with Iraq, and be right back with activating a miner for the Commonwealth. Okay, I put all the markers out. Now the Commonwealth gets to activate a miner. At first, we're just going to activate Iraq, but get 3 points in there. Run over to the status display real quick. Notice the Iraqi marker is 1 hex away from the capitalist of the democracy's ideology. So 3 points in there would move it 1 hex for 2, and the other point would be lost. And Commonwealth has decided that, yeah, they can just wait on that for a little bit. So instead, I think we're going to activate Norway. There's a -2 German in there. We'll come over to the status display. Norway is -2 marker. Norway is right here. So it's going to move the Norwegian marker this way. You can either go here or here. And I think democracies would rather have it there. That burns that -2. Norway has no treaties or anything, so there's nothing affecting that. Okay, and now we roll a die to see if the Commonwealth ends the political phase. They rolled a 5. On to Germany. All right, the Germans, come back over here, have to pay, or have to use the declaration of war option, and to pay for their declaration of war in Denmark last turn. So they're going to do that. They can also do multiple declarations of war for the play of 1 option. They're also going to declare war on the Netherlands. So declare war on the Netherlands, and I will put all the markers out. But before I get to the second option, okay, I'll put all the markers out and I'll pay for that, and I'll come right back. So you can do multiple declarations of war with the play of 1 option. So Germany doesn't get to activate a miner. So the only thing they have to do is roll a die to see if they end the political phase. 1 option has been played. And the roll is a 10. So Germany will get a chance to play her second option. She's going to offer a level 1 treaty to Italy. The treaty will also include 3 resources traded to Italy. And I'll put the markers out, and I'll be right back with Germany activating a miner. Okay, I paid for the option. That you can do multiple declarations of war, so that's fine. So Germany doesn't get to activate a miner until the treaty goes through, and in order to do that, we have to roll the die to see if Germany ends a political phase. There's been 2 political options played. A roll of 9 is not going to do it, so that moves the last card marker down to Italy. Italy's going to play her OF option, which is accept a proposal, accept the treaty. Now Italy will get to activate a miner. And I think the minor that Italy is going to activate, the Germans gave them such a good treaty that they're going to activate Romania. We'll grab that marker, head over to the status display. We have a -2 for Germany. That's a -2. Romanian markers here. It's going to move it in this direction. So it's 2 for the hex, 1 for a boundary is 3, and 1 to move away from a major power that's aligned to it. There's 4, so that's not going to do it. The -2 is blown off. And that's going to be the end of the political phase. I'm going to roll initiative, roll weather, and we'll come back with the first impulse for the whoever it is. Oh, we also have to do reinforcements before I do that. So I'm going to roll initiative, roll weather, and then we're going to do reinforcements. The first initiative roll came out as fascists, communists, Democrats, high to low. So the fascists would have been able to go first, and then it would have been either the communists or the Democrats, or the Democrats and the communists. So the communists, trying to be good, trying to help the Democrats out for what that's worth, asked for a reroll, and that moved their marker down 1 box. And the reroll came out as a 10 for the Democrats, a 5 for the fascists, and a 4 for the communists. Now, the 4 actually becomes a 5 because the communists have a +1 down here. And since they were last, they get to choose, since they were last turn, they get to choose whether they go before or after the fascists, and they decided to go last. The Democrats decided to go first. So the order came out, Democrats, fascists, communists. The weather roll was a 9, which is fair weather everywhere except North Monsoon has storms. The impulse marker is going to move up 1. And let's go check out reinforcements. I did take a look at the declaration of war rules, and when playing with WiFCE, when playing Days of Decision with WiFCE, the declaration of war is delayed until the first impulse. So that major powers, any impulse, they can declare war. So officially, Germany's not at war with the Netherlands yet. So let's check out the reinforcements. We got a garrison army for the nationalist Chinese. We have a militia for the nationalist Chinese. We have a militia for the communist Chinese. I have to check that. That city may have fallen. We have a militia for the Japanese. We have a battleship for the Japanese going on map. It's a Kirishima. We have a single engine fighter for the Germans, a really good one. What is that? An HE-100. We have an OK infantry corps for the Germans, a headquarters for the French, a marine corps for the Italians. Now we have a cav corps for the nationalist Chinese. We have a pilot for the nationalist Chinese. They're going to put their fighter on map. We have the Russians built a garrison army. The Commonwealth has a infantry corps. And now the nationalist Chinese have a ton of units coming in. They have another infantry army. The French have a Moroccan infantry corps coming in. The Germans have a U-boat coming on map. They have the Rundstadt headquarters coming on map. We got 2 Commonwealth cruisers going in the construction pool. Got a Commonwealth tanker point. That will be on the map. We have a cruiser. Is that a heavy cruiser? No, a light cruiser. Coming on map for the Commonwealth. Have another light cruiser coming on map for the Commonwealth. And here we have an Italian battleship, I believe, going in the construction pool. That is the Roma. And a British Commonwealth carrier, the Formidable, going in the construction pool. So I will get these guys on the map. I will do the first impulse movement, and I'll be right back with either the combat rolls or a quick review before I do the next set of impulses movement. So I'll be right back. Okay, so during the Democrats' impulse, the Chinese moved some units around down here. After they placed their reinforcements, they now have a fighter here. They were able to actually get a unit into this hex. So that makes that 8. It's going to be very tough for the Japanese to attack there. There's a 1 hex attack on this one, a 1 hex attack on this one, and 2 on this one, which is doubled because of the mountains. So this is not looking as bad. The communists haven't moved yet. This guy will probably be going to join him next impulse. So this line is all behind a river. There's a river right here. These 2 hexes. This hex is not behind a river, except on one side. And there are 9 points there, so good luck with that. Now the Japanese did add an additional fighter to their force pool. So they have that now. So that was the end of the British got a transport to the Arabian Sea that they started moving out last turn. And they will be bringing an Indian infantry corps to either Egypt or England. And the French put a transport in the Western Med. They're going to pick up the Moroccan. They put a transport rather in the Cape St. Vincent, and they will be picking up a Moroccan infantry corps down there. So now we'll move on to the fascist impulse. The Germans will be doing their declaration of war on the Netherlands. I've set them up already. So I will come right back after I finish all the movement and do any combat die rolls. Okay, Japan has finished her movement. What she did, she brought an infantry unit down here via transport. It debarked. She moved, I think, 2 units in here. And I have a 3-to-1 attack right here. I don't know if I'm going to use HQ benefits. So that's going to be 3-to-1 plus 1. The Chinese are going to pick the assault table. Oh, I just have to roll a die. Well, that's a roll of a 6. 6 on 3-to-1 is nothing. 1. Well, that'll put a halt to the offense real quick. So the communists lose that. All these units are flipped over. All these units are flipped over. This basically means that the offensive here just ground to a halt. China got real good luck there. They lost almost nothing. And Japan just turned over half of their northern army. So good for them. That's a division, so that won't be a cadre unit. Now let's go over to Europe, see what happened in Europe. Okay. So over here, the Germans did their movement. Now the Netherlands is a guaranteed minor, so that means that the Germans can take a land impulse because a major power can declare war on her. So she took a land impulse and basically moved all this up in here. Paid the oil for a land impulse, which is 1 full oil. Ouch. And overran these naval units, which I'll have to roll for later. Well, what we got right here, the Netherlands fighter can't intercept because it's surprised. So we have a 7-1. 7-1. We're going to go straight up on that. We're going to take a chance. The Netherlands is going to go on the assault table. That's a pretty good roll. Roll of 7 on 7-1. What is that? Star 2S. So that's it for the Netherlands. That's it for the Netherlands. Star 2S means the Netherlands toast. This guy gonna flip over. He was adding ground support. So this is destroyed. That's destroyed. And I will come. I did that out of order. Okay, I did that out of order, but when I'm going to fix it, I'm going to put the communists last. Alright. Alright, so the communists will be up next after this. I made a mistake over there. I'm going to roll for these ships to see if any are captured. Now remember that nobody has aligned the Netherlands yet. It's possible they can escape to the NEI, so we'll see what happens. I'll roll for those ships and I'll come right back with the Communist Impulse. Okay, we're at the Communist Impulse. The Russians are going to do the Nomahan incident, if I got that right. This Russian initiative position is less than the Japanese. The Russians are 4th, the Japanese are 5th, so yes, that's true. And maybe played reactionary, add Siberian infantry to your force pool, so Joe's going to get his Siberian infantry. Initiate a border war with Japan, no reserve units, combined actions only, no PE or PLM effects, no strategic bombing, no naval combat, no port strikes, and war automatically lapses after 1 turn. No neutrality pact is in place. So, we'll go straight to land movement for the Russians. Alright, it's fair weather. I will need my terrain effects chart. Okay, so we'll go right to land movement. Now they have, on a combined action, the Russians have, I believe it is 5 land moves. 5. So they have to share that with the Communist Chinese too. So I don't see the Communist Chinese moving much of anything. I think the only thing they're going to do is move this. Actually, let's do up here first. So we got 5 moves. So that's 3 to go there. Oh, I'm sorry. Forest is 5. 5 for motorized. So Zhukov can't go there yet. But this guy can. So that's 1. Zhukov can go 2 to here. Alright, so we have 4 points. 13 to 4. Not a very good attack. 13 to 4 is 3 to 1. 3 to 1. Alright. We're going to try it. We'll use the HQ benefits. He's a 5. It's still going to be a +1. 3 to 1, +1. The Russians are going to roll and attack. Let's see how they do against the Japanese. 3 to 1, +1. This will be the assault table. And we rolled a 7. 7 on 3 to 1 plus 1 is 1 loss to the attacker, 2 losses to the defender. All units are going to be turned over. Japanese, he is toast. The Russian, he is toast. And these two are turned over. And that's probably going to be it for the border war. Alright, China. So that was 1, 2, 3 land moves, 4 land moves, 5 land moves. And that's going to be it for that. That's it for the Communist impulse. We'll go over to the Democrats. Now, the British have a decision to make. Because, let's pan up a little bit. Oh, there we go. Germany invaded the Netherlands and conquered it. And the rolls for the ships came out as 1 capture, 1 got away, which is now down in Cape St. Vincent, and the remainder all got scrapped. I didn't roll over a 4 for all those ships. So now the British have a decision to make. The Netherlands was guaranteed. It's been conquered. The NEI is going to become its own separate little minor country now. The Dutch Guyana is going to become property of the English, or the Commonwealth, so they will have that resource to use. They have to declare war. They're going to have to declare war on Germany. And the French are going to declare war on Germany as a part of their Level 3 treaty. However, I don't know if they can also align Belgium at the same time that they declare war. I want to say they can. Well, we'll be right back with the first impulse if there's any combat for the Democrats. The Democrats' weather roll for their impulse was a 7, which is the same weather as last turn. The Chinese, the Nationalist Chinese, moved a couple units in here. Just basically strengthened this line. This guy came over here and that guy went there. Strengthened their line a little bit. They did rail this unit up to here. The Japanese probably aren't going to be doing too much in that area, simply because everything is flipped over. And over in Europe, I did think I found something that said the French could align Belgium now that they're at war with Germany. So, alright, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyways, the French move forward into a line right here. And the British chose, the Commonwealth chose a naval action. They deployed the fleet. The home fleet is right here, escorting the transports. And they also sent a bunch of cruisers out to protect the convoy lines. And that's about it for the Democrats' impulse. Now we'll come right back after the fascists finish their movement. Okay, we got nothing going on for the fascists in the Asia map, or in China. Sorry. But what we got going on over here is after the Germans finish moving. We use the full oil. Yeah. We have 2 attacks, a potential 5 to 1 and a potential 4 to 1. Now the Germans spent some offensive points to boost up von Bock, and he doubled 6 units. So that's how we got the 5-1. However, the Belgians threw in their fighter as ground support, and the Germans intercepted with a fighter. So we're going to have an air battle here. Grab these 2 with the fighter stream and the bomber stream. So the interceptor rolls first, I believe. So let's see what happens on that. Here's the defender. The bomber. Okay, so let's see. We got 4 to 2, which is a +2. Because the fighter is acting as a bomber, so he gets -1 from his strength. So the Germans have a +2. We'll roll on the +2 combat table. Roll the 3. Show you that. Right there. You look at the table. Now this is always attacker. Whoever's rolls on air combat is considered the attacker. The air combat at the +3, +2, +3. The roll of 3 is a AX. So attacker destroys defender's front fighter or front bomber. So in that case, that's going to be the Belgian unit. He is going to be dead. So he will go away. And the Belgian replies on the -2 table. He gets a 16, which is not a bad result. 16 is attacker aborts. Attacker aborts, defender's front fighter or front bomber. So the German unit, German fighter will be aborted. And the Belgian fighter bomber is dead. He's going to rebase to here. Okay, so we'll put that over there. Now we have another air combat. So that will be a 5-to-1 attack there. And over here we have another air combat. We have a French bomber, French fighter, German fighter, 2 German fighters, and a German bomber doing ground support. So we'll do the fighter streams. And put the 6 in the front. Like that. All right. So in this case, the French will be rolling first because they intercepted the Germans. And then they provided their own ground support. So I don't really think it's all simultaneous anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Alright, so they are on the minus, that's 6.4, 3 to 6.4 is 3.4, so minus 3.4. That's going to be -3, -4. Well, there goes the die, all the way across the table. Oh, that's wonderful. Alright, so we got an 8 and a 4. Okay, alright, throw the die, throw it around. Alright, 4. So that's a 12 on air combat. Defender clears through any one bomber. So we will clear through our bomber. That's going to be here. Now the Germans roll. Generally rolls in the middle range, you know, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They're actually bad rolls. So the Germans roll a 16. That's a 16. That's going to be on the +3.4, which will be the +3. A 16 is defender kills. Defender, player not rolling, destroys own front fighter or bomber. Well, if I destroy the bomber, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to destroy the fighter. That's yellow. Pilot survives if shot down over friendly territory. It is, so the pilot will survive. So the French will get a pilot. Because it's yellow. I'll show you right here. The roll of 16 on the 3-2-3 chart is in a yellow box. Defender destroys own front fighter, front bomber. So that means he survives if shot down over friendly territory. In this case, Belgium is friendly territory. So the French are going to abort their bomber, and he's going to go home somewheres. Oh, range of 3. I think I'm going to put him here, right? Yeah. Okay. So that will be a 4-to-1 attack. Now all we have to do is roll the dice. We're going to use HQ benefits. Give me a +1. This one's going to be on the Blitzkrieg table because it's in the clear. Let's see. Blitzkrieg 4-to-1. I really think I need a +1, but it will be useful to have. I'm going to take a chance and say I don't need it. So I'm going to just 4-to-1 straight up. Alright. 4-to-1 straight up. That is an 8. I got an 8 on the 4-to-1 table, the Blitzkrieg table, and 8 is star, 1 killed, breakthrough. So 1 killed, 1 shattered, and a breakthrough. Alright. So right here. So the killed is going to be the Belgian. Poor Belgians. The breakthrough is going to be the French. He's going to arrive as a reinforcement next turn. In September, October. Germans get to occupy the hex. That was good. That was a really good die roll. All right. And the unfortunate thing is that, well, most of the German Air Force is now flipped over, which is not really a great thing, but I guess it happens. It's going to be flipped over. There we go. Actually, he's not flipped over. I still have 1 bomber left. This guy is flipped over. Alright, so we got a 5-to-1 attack here. Let's roll the die. Not going to take the plus in either. Oh, that's awesome. That's a 9. That's good for the... That's on the breakthrough. I'm sorry, that's going to be on the assault table. 9, 5-to-1 on the assault table is asterisk 2S. Asterisk 2S. So 2 units die. He's not going to be cadre. He's just dead. He's dead. These naval units are going to have to Shazam somewheres. They're probably going to rebase. Actually, it's a French-controlled miner, so they're going to have to rebase to a French-controlled port. And the Germans will get to occupy the hex. I think these guys are going to occupy the hex. There's no breakthrough. He's going to move. Oh, he's going to occupy the hex as well. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a problem for the French. I think that's it. Oh, we got to move. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're not doing that. Okay, so that's it for the fascist impulse. Move over to the Democrats. I will do their movement and be right back. Okay, so nothing going on in Asia and the Democrat impulse. The French during the Democrat impulse kind of filled in as best they could right in through here. Best they could. The British debarked a couple units here, the Commonwealth, so they got that. During the fascist impulse, the Germans moved some units. Oh, and at the end of the last fascist impulse, they used their reorg points to reorg 2 air units. They didn't have any land units to reorg, so it's twice the cost, but he had 6 points, so he reorged 2 air units. So we got, after all the movement, we got a 7-1 here, and the British threw in some defensive air support. The Germans went and intercepted, and then the British intercepted the interceptors. So we're going to have another air battle right here. And we got a 7-1 here, so if this ground support goes through, I think it's going to convert it to a 5-1. So we have to do the air battle. And we got the, you know what, I'm going to put it out here. Got the fighter stream, and the bomber stream, and the interceptors. The defenders roll first, so that's the British. It doesn't really matter because it's simultaneous anyway, so there's my chart. All right, let's see, we are at a -1. We're at a -1. -1, roll a 9 on a -1. A 9 is attacker clear. AC. Attacker clears through any one defending bomber. That was the British. Okay, so there are no German bombers, so there's no effect. So now the Germans roll on the +1. They roll a 5. On the +1, 5 is Defender Destroy. DX. Defender destroys own front fighter or bomber. Okay, wow. Own front fighter or bomber. Well, if I destroy the fighter, the bomber's going to have to abort because it's going to get slaughtered. If I destroy the bomber, I can abort I think the bomber's going to be destroyed. The pilot survives, so the British get a pilot. And the British will abort their fighter. You can go 3. It's right here. He's going to go back to England because I think bad things are going to happen in France. I think so. He's going to land right there. All right. We got a 7-1. That is on the Blitzkrieg table. It's no pluses. It's 7-1 Blitzkrieg automatic 2 SB. Asterisk 2B. So the Belgian unit is destroyed, and we get a breakthrough. And I guess them two will go through. This one will go through. I think that looks good. Things are looking bad for the French right now. They're looking bad. I don't like this on the edge of the board. Like this. You know what? I'm going to put them up here. Because I'm just keep messing them up. Yeah. Alright, okay. And we have another 7-1 here. This, however, is going to be snow intercepting fighter. So we got 7-1. It's at 7-1. It's going to be on the assault table. It's a defending. I don't go for that defending factory crap. That just sounds like -1 for a defending factory. And we'll see what we roll. Yeah, 7. Do we use the -1? Well, it doesn't matter. I guess the -1 for factories. I guess you're supposed to use that. When defending a factory, -1. Defending a factory, -1. That's 2. It's asterisk 2S, anyways. So no attacking units are flipped over, and the defending unit is destroyed. Belgium is going to capitulate. I'm going to move the headquarters up. Seems like a good idea. And that's going to be it for the fascists, I believe. There was a breakthrough here, that's why they got to this hex. Whenever you get a breakthrough and the hex beyond only costs 1 point, you can move your mechanized units into that hex. Okay. Let's see if Japan's got anything to do. Doesn't look like it. I have to do something over there. Break that stalemate. Alright, let's clean up the map a little bit and I will come right back. I'm going to go do the communists. I'll be right back. And something interesting actually happened with the communist impulse. The Soviets decided they were going to demand Bessarabia. The Germans have acquiescence to it. So the Soviets take a combined impulse. It's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And this guy will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Bessarabia is secure. And that's the end of the Soviet impulse. Gonna move the Democrats and then I'll be right back. Okay, the Western Allies finished all their movement. The British managed to thread their way down here and seal up the line again. The Germans moved. They came in around here. Managed to get a unit here. He was there, so he actually got there. They added a unit here and filtered some units down. And rebased this air unit to here. It's the only active air unit on the whole front besides this air transport. And actually he'll rebase there. Okay, and what do we got? Okay, so what we got is we got a 5-to-1 here. It's going to be a +1 for, I have a preponderance of armor. And the French threw in HQ benefits from this, which is adjacent. That's a 2. I threw in, before they did that, I threw in Runestad, who's a 4. So it's going to end up being a 5-to-1 +2. And this is using HQ benefits as well. So this is going to be a 7-to-1 +1. So we'll roll the 5-to-1 +2 first. 5-to-1 +1. Alright. Oh, at 10. Gosh. Hey, you actually got that roll on camera. 5-to-1. Oh, that's 2S. Asterisk 2S. Now, asterisk 2B. Now, there won't be any breakthrough here because this hex actually costs 2 movement points for the armor to enter. So they won't be able to advance into the hex behind it. But they will be able to advance. I'll put that armored core there. Put that infantry unit there. And the artillery unit there. Slowly the Germans are slowing down. They're slowing down a little bit. Now we got a 7-to-1 here, +1. That is on the assault table. There's my die. Belgian Congo. Stay there. Alright, 7-1 plus 1. That's a 7. I think that's a asterisk 2S. When the odds get that high, can you see that? Yeah. Sorry about the glare, it's the light right here. 7-1. That's a 7, which is an 8. Asterisk 2S. Okay, so no attacking units are flipped. The defending unit is destroyed. And they will get to advance into the hex. I'll put the motorized unit there. Definitely put that there. And there we go. I think that's it for the Germans. I'm not going to reorg. I'm not going to try and reorg anything. Okay, so that's it for the German impulse. We'll roll to see if they end the turn. Any to 1. They rolled a 5. So the turn moves on. The Soviets are happy where they are. Democrats roll weather. Roll a 3. I think that's clear weather everywhere. 3. July, August. Oh, rain and north monsoon. Fair weather everywhere. Impulse marker moves up 1. North monsoon seems to alternate between rain and storm in this particular 2-month period. Okay. Democrats will... Yeah, they have to actually do something. They're going to actually have to do something. Oh, there's my bomber. Where did he go? I used him, I believe. Yes, I did. So he's going to rebase right to there. Okay, so fighter's he's supposed to be there. All right. I think this guy's got to go 1, 2, 3. Wow, this is bad. France could fall. France could fall right now. Okay, wait a minute. Yes. We have another unit. Unfortunately, the headquarters is going to now die because I can't move it. It's flipped over. This is a pretty tough hex, but unfortunately, it's got 3 hexes on it. Do we move back to here? It's got 1 hex on this. I think so. I think we move back to here. This unit goes to here. Well, things are looking bad for the French. They're looking bad. That's it for the Democrats. We're going to roll into turn, please. We need a 2. We need a 2. We need a 2. If we don't get a 2, we're in deep kimchi. Oh, poop. Now we're at the fascists. Okay, I'm going to move them and I'll be right back. Okay, the Germans have finished moving. They have 2 attacks. They have an attack here against the British headquarters. There's plenty of armor here. It's 7-1. I'm going to use the Blitzkrieg table. So he's destroyed. Is he a cadre? It's the headquarters. I'll have to look that up. Alright, so think I go here. I think so. Yes. Alright, big trouble. Big trouble. Oh, big trouble for these guys. No end of the woes. And we got a 7-1 over here. It's going to be on the assault table. The Germans don't have any armor. This motorized division doesn't count enough, I don't believe. It's got to be mech. So it's 7-1 plus 1 on the assault table. I don't think were the French? Well, the 7-1 on the Blitzkrieg table is automatically dead, so that's not a good idea. 7-1 on the assault table. I'm gonna roll that over. It's a cocked die. That's an 8. That's bad news for the French. They're all dead. He is not in home territory, but I have to look that up. Them two I gotta look up. They might be cadres. They were killed in non-home country territory, but their headquarters. So I'll have to look that up. All right. Let's see. We'll occupy the hex for this guy. Why not, right? And this guy. Alright. And there's some more woes for the French. Okay, that's it for the Germans. We'll roll to see if the turn ends. The Japanese are not doing anything. They kind of did their thing on the first impulse and got half their army flipped over. So that was pretty much it for that. That's a 6. No. The turn will continue. Okay. Okay. I'll be right back after I figure out what the French are going to do, and this is a big problem. So I'll be right back figuring out what they're going to do. Okay, the Germans have finished moving. We got 2 attacks. We got a 5-1 plus 1 on the Blitzkrieg table here, and we have a 5-1 plus 2 on this assault table there. Oh no, that's going to be Blitz too because I have mechanized, and there's a motorized unit here, so that gives me under the Blitzkrieg table. So we'll do the 5-1 plus 2 first. See what we get. It's a 4, which is going to be a 6. 6. Half stay face up, 2S. Oh, that's a bummer. Looks like the things are going to start grinding to a halt over here. He's dead. And a half stay face up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 get turned over. He's going to get turned over after he occupies the hex. And the motorized or the artillery or the mechanized? Geez, I don't know. I think this will get turned over. I think so. Okay, now we got a 5-1 on the breakthrough table here with a plus 1. That was a 4, that was a 6. Oh, I'm sorry. It was 5-1 plus 2. It was a 6, a 4. Yeah, it becomes a 6. Yeah, oh, that's a 1B. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They do stay face up. This was a plus 2. This is a plus 1. That's right. So there. So there. Now we got 5-1 plus 1. Let's roll the die on that one. See what happens. Well, I got a 5. So this 5-1 is going to be a 6. It's going to be the same thing. That's 1B with a breakthrough. It's just basically, and he's non-cadre. We'll occupy the hex. 3 hexes on Paris. Okay. Now we roll to see if the fascists end the turn. It's, oh, I'm sorry. There's one more attack, I think. We got 11, 15, 16 to 3, which is 5-1 plus 1. That's going to be on the assault table. We'll roll the die for that one. 5-1 plus 1. That's a 4. It's becomes a 5. Assault table half stay face up, 2S. So he's gone. Half stay face up. So this one's going to occupy and turn face down, and I think this one's going to occupy and turn face down. Yes. That's that. Okay. Now we roll the end of turn. Alright. The French are praying. Come on! Come on, give me a 2. Oh, 10. Oh, too bad. Okay. The communists are going to pass and try to end the turn. So that's going to be a 4 to end the turn. A 2. Oh, the French are saved. The French are saved. Turn is over. They're right on the verge of being bloop. Oh, okay. I'll clean this mess up and turn everything back over. It's supposed to be turned over, and then I'll come back with production. Be back in a second. Okay, one of the things that I didn't mention is that during one of the German impulses, they aligned Finland as well. So that put Germany down to -20 for money. So production looks something like this. We got Germany produced 21, had to give 1 to the Soviets, which left them with 20. They started with 0 and they spent 8. They laid down. They took the Prince Eugen out of the construction pool. They built a militia, they laid down a sub, and they built a naval air. The Japanese produced 11, started with 10, spent 13. Carrier out of the construction pool, a militia unit, a tactical bomber, an artillery unit, a CAG, and they laid down a new carrier. I think that's a Zukaku. Yes, it is. The Italians produced 8. Their production has gone up a lot. The trade treaty with Germany helped. And started with 4 and spent 12. They built an armored HQ. They are going to finish the Rama, and they built the pilot. The Soviets produced 8, started with 2, and spent 3. They built an infantry army. It's actually one of their Siberians. The Commonwealth produced 11, got 1 from a cadre, which was 12, started with 1 and spent 7. Built an HQ, laid down a carrier, and built a CAG. France produced 5. Their production has gone down a lot. They lost a lot of factories and resources. They had 6 cadre, which gave them 11. They started with 8 and they spent 11. Militia, an HQ, and a garrison unit. The U.S. produced 10, started with 8 and spent 8. Laid down 2 light cruisers, pulled the Salt Lake City out of the repair pool, a pilot, and 2 convoy points. So that's production. I'll get these on the circle, and hopefully I can get this turn uploaded the next day or so. Thanks for watching.